Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I am the guy who picked Chris Cyborg to defeat Amanda Nunes. And I'm here to talk about Uros Medic versus Jonny Parsons. Uros Medic is 30 years old, 9-1 as a pro, and he's got 4 inches of height and 2 inches of reach over 32-year-old Parsons, who is 32, yes. And he is 9-3 as a pro. Uros Medic, 9-1 as a pro. The one loss comes to Jalen Turner. No shame there. Jalen rear naked choked him in round 1. Of course, before the rear naked choke, he was about to TKO him, in my opinion. He had Uros Medic hurt. And that gave me a lot of concern going into that Matthew Semmelsberger fight, because Semmelsberger is a big, strong, physical guy that has some good power. And Semmelsberger was able to hurt Uros Medic, dropped him, I believe, in round 1, but Uros Medic took over that fight. And he outlasted Semmelsberger, started really outworking him in the end, and got him out of there with a round 3 TKO, a spinning back fist TKO, and looked great doing so. I'm assuming he got some sort of bonus there, if not both of them, but it was an excellent performance from Uros Medic. Even though he's looked better, I guess, steamrolling guys, I thought overall it's the best he's looked in the UFC. Considering the adversity. But he's got 9 wins, 7 via knockout or TKO, 2 via decision. He's beaten Semmelsberger, Omar Morales in the UFC, got him out of there in round 2, and Elon Cruz TKO'd him in round 1, as well as Mike Gonzalez on the Contender Series. But Uros Medic, he's a very slick striker. He's an ostensibly healthy guy. Again, he was rocked a few times or whatever, but never been put away via strikes. And here he's been given a fight against a striker in Jonny Parsons. Jonny Parsons, he's a guy who is a Muay Thai fighter, I believe a striking coach as well. He's at that level. And he's a little undersized, 4 inches of height, 2 inches of reach. But Jonny Parsons, if he can reach Uros Medic, he's got some serious power and he can knock him out. I mean, Uros Medic, I don't know how he stacks up in stature against Danny Roberts, but Jonny Parsons was able to catch Danny Roberts. Parsons has 7 knockouts and 9 wins, just 2 decisions, 0 submissions. So it's not that big threat coming at the striker for either guy, really, even though Uros has 2 submission victories. Jonny Parsons has 3 losses, 2 by knockout or TKO, and 1 by decision. He lost by TKO to David Gladun via TKO in round 2. And Glenn Sparv got him out of there with a doctor stoppage in his debut. That guy's a good fighter from Finland or something. And then his 1 decision loss was to Chris Cisneros, in a fight that was a very close fight, but he was hurt in that fight. You know, he was hurt, knocked down, I believe, in round 2, and showed to be, in my opinion, a bit gassed in round 3. And that's what I thought led to the decision going against him, because it was still a very close fight. I think it ended up being a split decision, but in the end, he was being beaten to the punch for the last minute, and I think, in retrospect anyway, that's what cost him the decision. He beat Solomon Renfro in the Contender Series. That was a very close fight as well, but you can definitely say he outlasted Solomon. He was hurt in round 1, and his answer was to throw down, which will probably be his answer if he's hurt in this one. And you know what? For a guy with 2 TKO losses, it may not seem so smart, but I feel like Jonny Parsons, with giving up height and reach, his best case in most fights is a brawl. And he is a guy that has more power, I'd say, than Uros Medic as far as the single overhand punch goes. But knocking out Shoney Carter, which is one of his victories actually early on in his career. Shoney Carter used to fight back before I even got into the sport. He was fighting in the 90s. So it gives you an idea of what kind of win that was. But it's a nice name on his record. I don't think that's enough, though, for Uros Medic. Uros Medic is a guy who is looking really sharp in the UFC. Despite looking vulnerable, he's survived these fights, never been TKO'd, thrived down the stretch against Matthew Semmelsberger, and I think at range against a willing striker in Jonny Parsons, who's going to want to battle him Muay Thai-wise, Uros Medic is going to be outpointing him comfortably from the outside. So Uros Medic is the pick, and Uros Medic is the bet. I bet on him at minus 225. doesn't, I don't love the odds there, but I still see value on the underdog there, on the favorite there in Uros Medic. I think Uros Medic should win this fight because he's given a very stylistically favorable fight against a guy who is outgunned physically. So he stays away from the power, which I trust him to do, and if he gets caught by the power, I trust him to survive. And then all the small moments, I expect Uros Medic to win the overwhelming majority of them. Uros Medic is the pick. I guess I pick him to win by decision, but a knockout wouldn't surprise me. Maybe the knockout decision prop when it's available. But for now, I just played the money line. He is my pick. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit. Check out my other videos.